what's up guys? This is Dan from Fitness Pain Free. I'm a physical therapist and we're here helping coaches and clinicians troubleshoot pain and injury in the gym, okay? In today's topic, we're going over pain in the shoulder during bench press. We're gonna be talking about different implements you can try to mimic the bench press when you really have a bunch of shoulder pain and you can't find a good modification that feels good, right? So let's say you try changing the load, you change the range of motion, you're trying different angles, nothing is working. We still want to try to get some sort of press modification, right, in if we're able to, okay? So the movements we're going to go over today is going to be a push-up, a landmine press, and also a cable or a band punch press, okay? So when you do a bench press, we will pin the shoulder blades back and down, all right? This is usually because you're trying to raise your chest up and reduce the range of motion so you can lift a little bit more weight, okay? So when we do a press, you have a contribution from the shoulder joint as well as the shoulder blade, okay? So normally when you press, we have what's called protraction at the top of the motion. So you're getting relative retraction as the bar comes down, and when you press away, you're getting relative protraction, okay? Except normally in the bench press, we don't allow that to happen. We pin those shoulder blades back and down the entire time, usually because we're trying to lift a little bit more load, okay? One of the things you can do is increase the usage of the shoulder blade or the scapula during common movements, okay? So during a landmine press, during a push-up, and also a band push press, you're freeing the shoulder blade to help out the shoulder. So basically, if you're not tolerating the bench press because the shoulder's doing too much work, we can get the shoulder blade to help a little bit, okay? So let's first go over a landmine press. So there's a lot of different variations you can use. If you perform a landmine press standing, the movement is a little bit more straight ahead, all right? So think about pushing in a bench press is straight ahead. If I do this in a half kneeling position, you can see how I'm more overhead now, all right? So I'd like to first start in this plane, but you can also try half kneeling, see if that feels any better for the shoulder. And when I do this movement, you can see bar comes all the way down, I get retraction of the shoulder blade, and as I press away, I'm actually reaching. I'm trying to utilize my shoulder blade and a little bit of my torso to get this bar moving, all right? So my shoulder is hurting. If I add the shoulder blade, a little bit of rotation from the torso, I might be able to get away with training with less pain. The same thing goes with a push-up. So when I'm doing a push-up, as I lower towards the floor, I get relative retraction of my shoulder blades, and as I press away, I start to get protraction of the shoulder, all right? So if I have pain in the bench press and I'm doing a push-up, coming down, I'm letting my shoulder blade do some work, and when I get to the top, the shoulder blade is actually working a little bit more. So oftentimes, if the bench is really killing me, I can actually get away with either some landmine press or some push-ups. The last variation I like to try is going to be some sort of band or cable punch press. And I actually really like the cable better, but just because we're filming, I'm going to show you a band. But really, you would just take the cable stack, bring it up to shoulder level, then you put a single handle on it, put whatever weight in the pin, and then walk out. And from here, we have a square stance. You can obviously do this split, half kneeling, whatever you like. And from here, I rotate a little bit so I get a little contribution from my hips as well as my core. And I press, and you'll notice I'm trying to reach a little bit at the end. So I'm allowing my shoulder blade to do a little bit more work as well as the rest of the chain, okay? That tends to be a little bit helpful for folks that have pain. The other piece is that the landmine press as well as the cable punch press is a little bit unstable. Whenever you have a movement that's a little bit less stable, oftentimes you can't use as much load. Now, if you have a patient that has shoulder pain because the load is too heavy and they're load intolerant, then using one of these movements automatically reduces that load and it can allow you to try to, continue training with less pain, right? Because at the end of the day, we're trying to find a variation that replaces the bench press, allows people to continue working towards their training goals, and also allows that injury to heal and get better over the course of time, all right? So that is it for today's episode, but this is not the end of your learning experience. If you're a coach and if you're a clinician, you want to learn more about troubleshooting pain and injury in the gym, I've got another video right above my head. Please click on that, continue your learning, and I will see you on the next video, all right? Thanks a lot, guys.